Mm.
Okay, I'll say this. Let me see for sure. I know we haven't done a pod in a couple weeks. Let me see for sure. 2 at least. Getting some 2 weeks, literally. That was the last one I did was with Parker, and he was doing his uh Bonnaroo schedule. He was going to do. So,
Yeah.
2 things. We're gonna chat. We're gonna go in as much detail as we can about Bonnaroo, like everything. We're gonna try and get to everything. But we've been kind of gone, but we've been doing a lot of shit behind the scenes. That's kind of I know
Mhm.
we don't want to get too deep into hilltop stuff right now, but I just
Not
really
just yet.
briefly wanted to just say like the happening and like it's a music festival, so I mean the it's happening, but that's kind of where people out there who are like, damn, did they already give up on their their consistency or some shit? Like, nah, not yet.
Ah,
Not hey, it's not gonna be
nah.
that easy.
A lot more is gonna be coming.
So yeah,
For
I mean,
sure.
uh, yeah, we got a festival poster behind. I mean, we'll kind of let that speak for itself for now, but more content, a lot of behind the scene stuff is coming. So, it's making it look more legitimate than ever. So
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, it does. It
So
does.
yeah,
Shout out to, Peach,
we don't got to get
the,
too far deep into that because, like I said,
artistic.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to make sure everybody getting their shine, like even Mylena, because
Mhm.
she's supporting us, as much as she
Yep.
can. So
I got
not
the message this morning. She snapped.
exactly.
She
So
helped.
not to
Mhm.
shortcome ourselves or short ourselves with this stuff, but like time and place, we will get to all that. But or I just we just got it. We got to talk about another. This maybe this whole thing is just about Bonnaroo, perhaps, but Bonnaroo
Mm.
2025 has been so.
Crazy.
I I,
Unfortunate.
I have been. I've got my things and words and stuff that I want to say, but I will say this before I get into it. I think I said it on the last one I did with Parker. How it was kind of cool that we're so kind of ingrained in like Bonnaroo itself, just kind of being locals and also a part of like the narrative of Bonnaroo, like with us being on YouTube, kind of having a presence about it. Um,
Well, you
well, no,
or so.
us because we're on. Who am I filming?
I
If it was just me, shit would be boring as hell. If I'm just vlogging
Yeah.
and just chatting, I
No.
can't. No, you're
No, I
wrong.
mean,
No, no, no,
right, but
you're
like,
wrong.
well,
You're
you're
wrong.
wrong in the sense of like people. All right, all the viewers when we be at Bonnaroo, people be coming up to him and be like, "Yo, I just saw your video."
Okay, that is fair, but
Every year, every year, like at each day, they'd be like, "Holy shit, no, I know you."
it's
So it's
awesome.
not just
It is
it's really him.
it's a great thing.
But
But
okay,
you know what I mean
yeah.
though is us being
No, I
locals.
just need to give you your
Well, I
flowers.
appreciate
That's
it.
all it is.
You do that plenty. I appreciate it. But
Mm-hmm.
um yeah, so last year we didn't go having a baby, totally fine. I didn't feel
Right.
let me just say give my opening I want to hear how you I've been getting kind of in echo. So last year, it was like, okay, of course I'm like, wish I could be there, but I wasn't having like FOMO, fear of missing out so bad because I was having a baby.
Um.
Because I was having a baby
Yeah,
last year. This year,
and I'm
it
oh,
smacked me. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, we had made the decision. It was like, okay, things happened. Have a plans to people for watch Balin. It was just like not the cards weren't in the and I was fine with that. The cards weren't in our favor. I
uh,
was like, okay. But then like a couple days before, oh man, I because I had sent Parker like a kind of a big text. I was like, "Yo, have some fun for me, bro." I was like, "This shit's kind of hit me. I feel like I'm missing out." Come to find out, we dodged maybe a nuclear bomb. So Yeah, go.
Yeah,
I mean, go ahead. I just
in
yeah.
the bunker.
What's kind of your
Uh,
head at? Where's your head at? I guess right
I mean, we had FOMO about it. I went 7 years in a row. And last year, honestly, we didn't go because you had a baby, and it just wouldn't have felt right without you being there.
your
You
crew.
know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
yeah, for sure. I get that.
And then this year I was kind of content. I didn't really give a fuck. I
Really?
didn't care. Yeah,
Did it hit you
I
at
feel
all?
like.
Like at
I
all?
mean, once like everybody was going there, and I was seeing like the posts on Instagram, like, "Oh, we're at
Yeah,
Bonnaroo."
yeah.
When I first started seeing those posts, I was like, "Oh shit,
Ah, yeah.
Bonnaroo's happening this
Uh huh.
year,"
Uh huh.
or like right now. And then everything happened, transpired and shit. But
Yeah.
when I was seeing the posts, like, yeah, of course, like it was like, damn, like I could have been there right now, but I'm not really tripping about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah. Well.
doing other shit.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, so that's another thing too, as well. I don't feel like this summer is like a wash or nothing because, well, for one, we weren't there, so we physically didn't like. All right, so let's kind of get into it a little bit. All right, so observing it, right? You get there. Let's just say we get there on Wednesday like we normally do. Okay, cool.
Mm,
Wednesday happens. It's like exciting. You have the whole weekend ahead of you. It's great, but it's not there yet. Okay.
hmm.
You're grilling out, maybe, you're getting some food, you're drinking a little bit, maybe saving your party
A little
favors.
bit.
But you know what I mean? You're still you're supposed to at least save a little energy. Keep a med kit at least. All right.
Yeah,
But then
that's
you
what I needed our last year.
yes, a jug.
Yeah.
Um then you wake up Thursday and you're
Mm,
that it's like Christmas morning, or it's really like Christmas Eve. That makes sense.
exactly. Yeah.
Thursday's
Christmas
great,
Eve.
Cineru's open, but
Right.
say then
Wednesday is more exciting than Thursday,
kinda,
to be
yeah.
honest.
Then Friday happens. Then that's when Bonnaroo starts. Okay,
Hmm.
now we're in 2025. Let's
Hmm.
just pretend we were there. Can you imagine having your heart ripped out right before Friday happens because of a rain
No.
delay and then the unknown, and then it's like, oh, it's canceled. Figure your fucking way out of here. What?
Right. Right.
Like, it
Right.
could not
Yeah.
have been any. Look, the 2021,
Crazier,
2021
bro.
makes sense. COVID, all right, kind of see that happen. Or the 2020,
Hmm.
then the 2021 Bonnaroo.
But
That one
and
was
then that got pushed back to September
pushed back and then canceled because of the
and then
hurricane.
canceled
That
because of
was,
the rain.
bro, that was a heart a rip. That was like,
Yeah.
what? Like, I can't
Yeah,
imagine
it
that.
was.
Like, I was depressed and like was like, what the fuck do we
Right.
do now? But at
Eh,
least we weren't there yet, and we were able to pivot and be like, all right, well,
right.
let's scrounge together something. Could you imagine being there for 30 hours and then being like, all right, let's do it. Let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
Right before it's ready to rock and roll. Oh yeah, go home. That
They didn't even see what stage.
dude,
Nobody stepped into what stage,
bro.
low key. Now that I'm thinking
No,
about it.
actually they do. They do on Thursdays now. Um
Oh, for real?
I think it was Luke Combs maybe, but yeah, they do that on Thursday. But
Oh
still,
shit.
it's still not
It's not.
it's
It's not
not
it.
you're not yeah.
All right.
So
For me,
go ahead. Yeah. I just wanted to
I
set the
mean, I'm gonna have to
stage.
go two different ways about this because for us, Bonnaroo's in our backyard. So I feel like we would have had to pack up, you know what I'm saying? Still be pissed, but then we would just go to somebody's house and do all those party
At
favors.
least
You know what I'm
that night.
saying? Drink
At bare
beers.
minimum that
Yeah,
night. Yeah.
right. But people that drove 10
Flew?
hours,
Flew.
oh, yeah, flying
Bro,
here,
could you imagine?
like, and they did, and all of us would have done PTO and just, yeah, man, it's ass. It's very terrible,
I don't
but
know if
it's
it could have been any
just,
worse. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it could have been
yeah,
I all it was almost like having the Wednesday and the half the Wednesday and then your Thursday and then nothing else is almost worse than nothing.
right.
Does that
I
make sense?
I believe in that too.
Now, I could
Yes,
be wrong
because
because I mean, you're still getting a camp for 2 nights. Oh,
nah, they built their shit up and then had to pack it all down in the rain.
in the mud. Mud, bro. Dude, some of the videos like look, and I'll say this. We have gotten lucky, I mean, looking through the years, but my first year, my 2014, it rained like a motherfucker. But
Mm,
it wasn't till Saturday, I think. What stage was like a muddy mess, bro. Like ankle
mm,
deep mud. It was like the worst shit I've ever seen. They didn't cancel it. But
right.
we've kind of dodged some bullets because I know there's at least been two years or so where storm passed through and then the
Hmm.
sun came.
My second year, a storm came through
Right, and
at night.
we had to go back to this to the camp
Yeah,
and then yeah.
and then it was fun after that.
And then do you remember when we went with 2022? It was the year we had the big camp. I don't really want to
The
say people.
boys.
No, 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 no. All the big camp right before the year before last year. I don't want to like just dox people's names.
Oh,
So,
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
do you remember whenever that storm was passing and we had to lower the tents? 'Cause the wind
Wait,
was
wait, hold on. The year with, okay,
just
hold
not trying
on.
to say people's
Let
names,
me try
DJ.
and
Come
code
on,
this
brother.
shit. Yeah,
Come on,
I
man.
think I know what you're talking
People's
about.
yeah. So, but do you remember when the wind was like blowing people's tents like a motherfucker? We had
I
to we
do
had
not really.
uh,
I remember that was that the first year that like we got there super quick and it was easy in a
um
breeze?
probably
Was it that
I would
year?
say so, yeah. It was the first
Okay.
year after COVID and COVIDs.
Okay, yeah, yeah. All right.
So
Yeah, yeah.
so there was a storm passing through and it was windy and it was raining like a motherfucker. And we had to lower our tents because like everyone's tents were
Oh,
blowing like the
yes.
canopies.
Okay. Yeah.
So well, and then the sun came out and it actually felt great. It was nice.
Right.
So
I remember we were sitting on our cars.
yeah,
We were sitting on our
and
cars.
I remember sitting in the car being
I
like, "Ooh,
remember.
man, this they're
Yeah.
gonna cancel like a day or like fuck like
Yeah.
so."
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. I
I mean,
remember that.
Tennessee weather is
I remember that.
unfucking predictable, bro. And like we've been
Mhm.
saying at work, it hasn't fucking stopped raining all goddamn
Mm.
year.
Yeah.
I bet that this rain really
Yeah.
wasn't that bad, but the fact that the ground has just nowhere to hold the water anymore, like, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's fucking
Yes.
unfortunate.
I believe it's supposed to be like cloudy tomorrow
I
all
mean,
day, but
I
still
believe it,
hot as fuck. Oh
but
no, it's supposed to storm at 4 a.m.,
of
5
course,
a.m.,
I mean,
6, 7,
yeah.
8, rain at 9, and then it's fun.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's nothing. I wasn't there, so I can't necessarily provide too much more detail. But like, uh, the only thing that I kind of got was from it was I do think it was cool that there was like a pivot to Nashville. Um,
Yes. Yes.
DJs and bands did stuff in Nashville. The only thing that I thought kind of sucked, which there's really no way to prevent it, but like there was ticket scalpers and people who weren't like even at Bonnaroo at these shows.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way to
Yeah.
stop it, but you know what I mean? Like that's
Hmm.
kind of ass.
Yeah. It's funny because I remember when you text in the group chat, but Presley told me a little bit before you text the group chat. And we were talking, and I was like, damn. hopefully like Nashville will like pick up and like like profit
Yeah,
off of
yeah,
this or
and they
just like
did.
kind of
I think
pick
they
it
did.
up. Yeah. Yeah, and I sent it to her like literally the day after I said that, and I was like, "Oh, they actually did it." Like the Remy Wolf shit. Is that
Yeah.
what I sent you?
Yeah, you did. Dude, I
Yeah,
saw that was the worst scalp. I saw some there was like resale tickets for like $100.
yeah,
And
and
like,
that's crazy. And that's what I sent you. I was like, "Bruh, anybody that has a Bonnaroo wristband should
dude,
get in free."
or just for the low. Like fucking
Right,
like
right.
I'm
A
sure,
super like $10
dude. Cuz like
or
and that's just but
something.
like dude, could you imagine, and I'll say this, Monday I had my airport route.
Mm,
There's all those hotels. I saw so many Bonnaroo people in those hotels. Like, I
yeah,
low key felt like
that's shitty.
I'm sure they're yeah, I just felt so shitty, but, like, I'm sure maybe they made the most of it. I mean,
Well, not you feeling shitty, just them having to
yeah,
do this.
exactly.
Just
Like,
having to
dude,
pivot
how do
like
you
that.
have, like I mean, bro, people eh, no one is a millionaire who's going to this shit, you know what I
Right,
mean? Like, could you
right.
imagine having to just it's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm getting 75% of my ticket back in, like, a couple weeks. Alright, now we gotta figure out hotels for 2 nights."
Right.
Like,
With
what?
a bunch of food,
With exactly.
beers, liquor,
Yeah,
like all of that.
like, what? Like,
Yeah. And
what?
it's hard and it is hard for us to understand because we live down the road.
Exactly.
So like it would have been easy for us,
Turn around.
but
Hell, we coulda
yeah.
let's say, alright, Friday okay, let's say Friday was a wash, say Friday n we don't get home till fucking late Friday night, cool. We turn up, we get home, we turn up Saturday, wake up and do it again. And then low key, it's just like a normal weekend again. Sunday, you wake up, you're
Mm,
hungover, and it's like, all right, well, let's unpack everything. Like, get
yeah.
ready for work Monday or Tuesday or whatever. Now we just have a
Right. Let's
long
just
weekend.
drop. Yeah, let's pack up and drive 30 minutes away and then we're home.
I'm trying to like,
Those people, yeah, that's crazy.
yeah. So last thing I had on, we hit all the points I wanted to make on it. Last thing. Now this it, it's not necessarily coming from factual. I don't have intel. I'm not speaking from like I know anything that the public doesn't know, but I do think it's an interesting conversation. So this is 3 Bonnaroos that have been canceled in the last 5 years. How does this affect the future of the festival? You know what I mean? I
Ah,
mean, I'm sure
yeah,
it's fine, but I'm just saying this can't be good.
it can't be
And this shit is not
at all.
guaranteed, bro. Like Firefly Festival was somewhere up north, and it's not as probably I don't know how long exactly, but it's done, no more. Like this shit happens.
Yeah,
Like this shit happens. It's not a
yeah,
given that just because you've been doing this for 25 years and you probably have like a corporation behind you and you've made a lot of money, but like could you imagine how much it costs to put on a Bonnaroo and then just
so
being like, I'm making $0 this year, then doing it 2 more times, doing it 3 times? Go ahead.
so there's this girl that I got graduated with. I won't say her name, but she was posting after she went there, but she doesn't even live in Tennessee anymore. But she went to Riverdale. And she said that she worked for festivals before. And she kind of was saying some shit like Bonnaroo canceled a Live Nation. They canceled thing. Even though it might have been fun afterward, they just canceled it because they didn't sell enough tickets to make
This
their money back.
this year?
So they canceled it and they could have and they like insurance because of like the rain and shit.
Yeah.
They would have gotten their insurance payout and made their money back. That's just what she was saying.
So I so yeah, that's you made the point for me. So that's kind of what I was getting
Oh,
at, but that's good.
oh,
I'm glad
yeah.
that
That's
yeah,
what she was saying, and
I'm
I trust her. She's a trusted source.
I'm glad I'm not sounding like a hater. But you remember
Yeah.
all right, remember what I've been saying about the changes in Bonnaroo?
Mhm. With Live Nation, since they became
It is.
mm,
I love
yeah,
Bonnaroo. I loved it the last time we went in 23, but
mm,
it's 23 was not the same as 15. There's
exactly,
it's and I mean it's just like
exactly.
I loved the lineup this year, to be fair, but that's low
Yeah,
key
it
not
was
a
solid.
but it's low key not a Bonnaroo line.
It's not.
Olivia
It
Rodrigo,
wasn't.
Luke Combs,
Mm,
maybe one of them. Because that's the thing. The festival, the Bonnaroo does a great job of that. They have like a little bit of everything for anybody,
mhm.
but I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting. But then
Know where you're getting at, and I agree with that.
but this kind of falls into the to your expertise here. This is something you always talk about, like just the music in general, like what you always say about you chase the money or do you go for passion?
Ah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
only hey, it's yeah.
That I mean, that's
I'm
a
not
big
sit.
crossroad.
It is because
It
like I
really
said,
is.
this is not guaranteed to happen every year. Like
Mm.
Bonnaroo itself. No, it's
I
real.
really hope that it doesn't get canceled.
I I mean I
Do
don't
you think it would?
no, so no, but like I
Okay,
mean, god damn it, like these 3 years being canceled ain't hurt. All right, we'll give them one for COVID. All right, cool. Everybody
right.
got like a life jacket.
Well, 2.
Well, but they tried to push it back to the fall, and then the weather. That was they. It's
I
still
mean,
they
that's
were
not their
still
fault.
trying to make well.
Oh, I see what
They
you're
were still
saying.
trying
Yeah.
to make it happen though. So really, all right, cool.
Mm,
We'll say three, but really two. Okay, and I
mm,
know it's the weather. I know you can't do nothing about it. I'm not even gonna sit here and just be, oh, you need to do drainage. I don't know how the fuck that works. I have no idea.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I can't picture it happen. Them next year being like, guys, we lost way too much money. That's it. Like I can't see
Right.
that's not gonna happen this year.
That's true.
This next year, I don't think. But like, it
They
definitely
still made their money. They got their money
it
back.
definitely hurt them. And I will say, I think that they probably did make their money back, but I
Yeah,
think their
for
reputation
sure.
did take
Somehow.
a little hit though, because from what I
Mm.
understood, evacuating or leaving was not smooth. Okay, and I want you to understand this. All right, you get the notification that it's canceled, no more. All right, everyone,
Mm.
leave by tomorrow. Traffic is gonna be a pain in the ass. People are getting
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
people are
too.
getting stuck in the mud.
Mm.
I don't even think they. Who is going to be directing traffic? Everyone's volunteers. Why would
Who
they?
probably left?
Why would they stay?
Right.
They're just
I
good
would have been
work.
out of
They're working so they get a free ticket. Could you imagine leaving, like sitting in that line? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, just
They did not,
hell.
bro.
You would have, if you were there, you would have just. It would have been best to just stay as long as
And then
possible,
just being like, okay,
just like party and shit, and then
dude,
all right,
do you see what I mean?
there's nobody else around us. Let's go
That's the only thing that I think I can say.
and go find a hotel.
Yeah, that's the only thing I think I can say for certain that I'm like, yo, I think the, y'all dropped the ball on that.
Yeah,
Especially because,
yeah,
bro, like
that would have been hell.
Parker said it too. They kept saying rain or shine. And that goes to this
Yeah,
point here. I'm sure there's like maybe legalities that we don't know and like different stuff that we don't know, but like there's got to be some way you can make it. Yo, you're here at your own liability at this. If you get
Yes.
something happens, that's on you. Like
You signed up for this shit
yeah, type shit. I mean, and
on an app.
I know lightning and shit, like, okay, lightning can happen. Like you could there's a lot of equipment and
Mhm.
all that type of shit. I get that. But like, I don't know.
Mhm.
We probably would have dipped too. But
Yeah.
I mean, it was hell. I mean, it literally looked like hell.
Yeah. I would have been pissed off just being in the rain
Yeah. But
underneath
like,
a
bro,
couple
there
tents and like
mud, bro.
I would have been mad
People's
as fuck.
camps were literally flooded, like ankle deep water, DJ. And I'm not
Yeah, I would
exaggerating.
have left.
Like that no,
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying though. It's like it's not it's just fucking especially because
it
the
is.
week before they usually do it. You know why they don't do it that first week of June anymore? CMA Fest. Remember Bonnaroo and
Mm,
CMA Fest were at the same time always?
always clashed.
So Bonnaroo was like,
And that
let's
recently
offset it."
happened.
That was like the last 5, I don't know, couple years, but like think about that. I mean, that's
Yeah.
something you just can't predict the weather. But
Uh-huh. And Bonnaroo always falls on like the Sunday is Father's Day.
so I might have my
Shout out to Slight.
but yeah, that's all I got really. I mean, I just man, I had to vent and get that shit out. I'm sure
Yeah.
people I want to talk to somebody who was there. Um I know
Mm,
of course
that'll be good.
I know a couple people, but I really want to hear it because I listened to, you know, the what podcast, those older gentlemen who do the pod. I listened
Yeah,
to
yeah,
theirs. They
yeah.
were just like basically for 50 minutes, kind of just like doing a therapy session. I was like, I feel you, dude. I was like, I fucking
Yeah,
feel you. Like, fuck. Like, dude, it would be one thing if you fucking were going to a baseball game and it gets rained out. It's like, oh, I'll go tomorrow.
right,
You don't, there's
right.
no, do this one time a year,
Hmm.
one weekend a year, bro.
Going to a baseball game, you didn't drive 10 hours
Yeah.
to go see the
Pack
Sounds.
pack fucking 8 changes of clothes, food, foraging for water, like
Couple cases of
like,
beers.
yeah. Like, "Ah,
Like,
damn, that sucks. Now I'm just gonna be dead." Oh, well, like, God, man. It's
yeah.
just because, you know, when you leave Bonnaroo, that, like, that, like, kind of bummed out feeling you get to, I couldn't
It's a
imagine.
bittersweet
It
feeling.
is, but you're bummed
Yeah,
out,
because like you
you know?
want to go home, but yeah, you are still bummed.
But if you did it right, you feel that less, you
Uh-huh.
know? It
Hmm.
never goes away, but
Absolutely.
gosh, man.
Yeah. The
Uh,
Bonham Blues.
all right, so I'm gonna go grab my last beer from my fridge. Keep them entertained for 30 seconds.
Uh okay. Um, shout out to the Hilltop Festival. August 23rd, bro. Come out, enjoy some good live music, fun. You might even do a podcast, who knows? Because Slight's gonna be doing a podcast um in a tiny house. There'll be food, fun, entertainment, and we're just gonna have a good time.
Perfect.
Hilltop.
I don't know what he said. I don't know how many hate speech terms he used, but but yeah, I guess.
Nah, I'm digress. I digress at this point.
Okay, so
I'm
all right, so yeah, I definitely just did. I wanted to do Bonnaroo, had to
mm,
because we're almost like ambassadors for the festival. You
I
know,
feel that. I feel that. Well, you are
we are, bro. DJ, you've been more than the average. You're in like the you're in
seven
the
times in a
1%.
row.
That's what I'm saying. You're in like the top 2%. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you are like literally famous
I'm
at
not
Bonnaroo.
okay.
You literally get noticed every year.
And guess what,
They're like,
DJ?
"Oh shit,
You're in every video.
you're." Yeah, but it's
You guys are
your
actually
videos,
have more screen time than me. You think like, bro? But
but they still notice you.
I guess so.
They still come up to you.
Uh, Yeah,
Okay.
so that's all I wanted to do. I figured this would eat up quite a bit of time, but yeah. So what has been compelling you this week? Want to get at next?
Ah,
Want to let you?
man,
I want to
there's
let you
been a
drive the boat a
lot.
little.
Okay, so the first thing is Otani coming back, pitching.
Yeah, to my people who
Shohei,
so my to my people who were tuned into the title, the Bonnaroo title, don't like baseball, not for you. If you do like random shit like this, don't forget to subscribe because that's what this podcast is. This is a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So
uh-huh.
Shohei Otani has returned found. First time since
You can get with this,
2023, I
get
think,
with
right?
that. You can get with this, then you can get with that. You can get with this, you can get with that. With this. That. Yeah,
So yeah,
2023, I believe. Yeah, 2 years ago.
blew his elbow
Which is
out.
crazy. I didn't
Yeah,
realize it was that long. But his outing was ass for the most part.
yeah, it wasn't good.
But he was throwing 100 miles an hour,
He was throwing hard as fuck.
which I feel like it's faster than it was 2 years ago.
Nah, he's always thrown 100.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
he's
Okay.
always thrown 100. The thing with him is, I wonder what the dot. Now this is kind of like more strategic thing, but I wonder he's gonna be good, right? I just want to
Mm-hmm.
know if they're gonna use him as a starter or if they're just gonna move him to the bullpen. Or
Mm-hmm.
what do you think?
Oof. As a baseball fan, starter.
Right.
As like, I mean, he's the face of baseball.
Yeah.
But it would be good for him to like be in the bullpen and just come in.
Like
Well, I mean,
imagine
would
him
that
as
affect
like,
him?
but the thing is imagine him as like your closer.
That's what I was gonna go
You know?
to. Yeah, that would be crazy. Hit a bomb in like
And then come in
the
and
top
strike
of the
out
ninth,
strike out
and
the
then
bottom of the
strike out. Yeah.
ninth.
Hey, MLB would go crazy.
The only thing
John Boy
so
will go crazy.
the only th
Oh, we need to talk about John Boy too.
yeah, we can do that now. Last thing I was gonna say, there's not really too. I mean, he's only pitched one time, so but last thing I'll
Yeah,
say
one
is
inning, and it was a bad outing.
so this is that was his second Tommy John. So
Second?
yeah, so he's had two,
When
and
was the first one? We was in Japan?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
it was,
shit.
but
How many times can you have that before you're like out of here?
I have no idea. But I mean, he's
How
a
did they
fucking
come back from that?
he's an alien. Well, dude, it's actually
Yeah, I think he's an alien
if I'm not
too.
mistaken, so like that part in your elbow, they take like part of like somewhat like your they take part of some muscle or tendon in your leg and put it in here. It's fucking wild. I
Uh,
have no idea. But it's a miracle because back in so Tommy John was a pitcher and he
hmm
was the first one to get that surgery and it worked. Before
hmm
that, you blew out whatever tendon that is in your elbow, like you're done. Like, oh well, you're
They need
cooked.
to stop throwing so much.
Well,
Actually,
that's
all right, sidebar.
that is transitioning actually, DJ. To yeah,
Oh, for real?
yeah, for sure. So the Dodger, all right. So you know how teams, you Brewers do this all the time. They use an opener
Oh, yeah.
and then they'll have a bullpen
Well,
day.
hmm
So that's like something in the last like 6 years, bro. Teams did not used to do a bullpen day. And that's
well,
what the Dodgers are having to do right now because all their pitchers are hurt. Like literally.
yeah,
We just played the
yeah.
Padres. They just played the Padres. They used one starting pitcher. The whole series was just bullpen pitchers,
Okay.
and they beat us.
Well, where I was getting from was I completely understand everything you just said, but like, okay, this is kind of a hot take, but it's like, all right, how can I say this?
Hear
When
it.
pitchers be warming up
Okay.
between innings, how is that not considered a pitch?
So you're saying like they're wasting their bullets, kind of.
Right.
I
Are
see.
are they going like 100% or like
Um,
50%?
If I had
What
to
kind of
get, if I
but,
had to
like, is that
guess,
still not a pitch? Like, when there's a pitch count,
yeah,
how is, like, warming up not a part of the fucking pitch count
I think it is. I think they definitely take that. So
into
I
consideration? Do
think
they
they
have,
do.
like, a limit to,
Um,
like, how many pitches they can
well,
throw?
I mean, that's all straight. Like, there's not a rule, no, but like, there's definitely strategy. Like, so say a
And they have to throw all their pitches, you know what I'm saying?
say there's a bull. All right, say there's a guy in the bullpen warming up. He gets hot. He gets ready, right?
Right.
And the bottom of the inning happens, and the team just scores like 10 runs in the bottom of the inning. So they just keep the starter out there. So then
Mm,
they cool him down
yeah.
again. That probably does affect him because he gets hot,
Right,
he gets warmed up, and they're like, ah, no, 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 we're gonna save him for tomorrow. I
right.
see what you mean. It's
But
now.
are they in when they're in the bullpen, are they throwing 100%?
I would
It looks
say
like they are.
I'd say so. At least 90. I mean, at least trying to get some. I'm sure they're in there like, all right, let me see how my curveball feels or whatever. Then they're. I'm
Yeah,
sure they're still like. I would say so. Yeah. And then yeah, because
right.
I definitely think they take that into consideration now because a lot of baseball has become like the nerdiest fucking sport now. Like you'll
Uh,
see
it's been nerdy.
it is, but I'm talking about like numbers, analytics, and shit. So like
Uh,
you can relate to this because the Brewers do this like a lot. So they'll use is Dio Hall a lefty? Okay,
yeah. But he's
is
always hurt.
well. So is Priester's a righty, right?
He's I think so, and he's
Okay.
new. He's a rookie
So
this
get
year.
this. I just
How do
noticed
you
this.
know all these dudes?
I know ball. I know baseball. All right. Plus, I know
Yeah.
your
My
team.
bad,
I
my
know your
bad.
team too. So, all right.
Yeah.
So this is what Pat Murphy does. Okay, when it's a bullpen day, he'll take D.L. Hall,
Priest, yeah.
pitch him in the first inning because the first two batters are lefties.
Mm,
Okay, and then
yep,
he'll be like, okay,
yep.
cool. Then Priester will go 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yep,
and then it'll
yep, you're
be
right.
6,
I
7,
I
8.
watched that
That
game.
That opener thing that is just such that never used to happen until, like, the last few years. It's
You wanna know
interesting.
how that happened?
With y'all or just in general?
In general, or maybe with us.
Yeah, no, I
But
don't.
there was one time during I believe it was in like the postseason. Craig Counsell, he deked the other team. Just like you said, like there's a righty pitcher, and there was like all left-handed people. Craig Counsell, he deked the whole situation. Like he had like a righty per se. I can't remember if it was right or left, but he posted that, and the pitcher threw one pitch, and then Craig Counsell came out and took him out after one pitch.
You
And
know
he
you
made like the line because the lineup was made for like the opposite, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
uh-huh,
For
uh-huh.
hitters. And he deked that shit. And then, yeah, and finessed it.
You know you can't do that anymore?
Oh,
You know, every
for
pitcher,
real?
they have to face at least 3 batters now.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I mean, that's good for the game.
No, I don't so when they added the pitch clock, that was another rule. And then they made the bases bigger.
Mm,
They did something else to like
fuck Craig Counsell.
yeah, he's a bitch, low key. Fuck the Cubs.
Nah, I mean, I get the
No,
money.
fuck the
Yeah, fuck the
Cubs.
Cubs, but except for PCA. I like PCA.
He's a good story. Um, yeah. So, John, tell me what you think about John Boy. The how, yeah. Just go ahead. I'm gonna let you have the floor.
Oh, yes. So, John Boy, they were on the news.
So,
And
explain what they are to like to no one who people who don't know them. Like they're a fucking YouTube channel.
yeah, so what I watched on the what was it? The news. They started in 2017, and it was just two guys. and they just wanted to talk about Yankees baseball. Basically, what is what the fuck we're doing now? Just talking about whatever on a podcast.
Mhm.
And now it has become a big thing where they have a damn uh just a warehouse, a huge, and they're a huge corporation, and they just do multiple content about baseball,
Daily, like
football.
every fucking day.
Yes, daily, daily, daily. They got editors, they got everything. People that are just on the internet looking about sports news.
So, dude, let me stop you right
And
there.
they
This
also have warehouse games where they like have
Yeah, yeah,
tournaments and
yeah,
shit.
yeah, like, they yeah. Let me stop you right there.
Yes,
Let me
and they
just say this.
mhm,
You brought up a good thing. That the reason I fuck with them and their universe is because it's just sports, bro. Like,
mhm,
I that is one thing that I always my tagline with Slightly Daily was everyday entertainment. Look, I'm all for, like, I've dabbled in, like, for lack of a better term, like, political commentary, like, current events stuff, like,
uh-huh.
but
Which
that
is
shit,
still possible.
which is still possible. I mean, I still will talk
I'm
about
gonna
shit, but that's one thing that I always wanted to talk about, entertainment stuff. Entertainment news,
mhm.
like, we don't gotta be funny all the time, but, like, you know what I mean? Just talking about movies or talking about music, like, you know what I mean? So go ahead, go ahead.
Do you want to still go off of John Boy?
No,
Because
just go.
I
Yeah,
might
go.
pivot.
Yeah, pivot, yeah.
So there's this podcast, this universe that has been created. It started as dead end hip hop. I feel like I've told you about this
Yeah, I've heard
before,
it. Yeah,
and
yeah.
I've sent it in the group chat. But they started as dead end hip hop. They were literally loitering. They met at their jobs, and they loved talking about music. And they would just loiter in a parking lot, be filmed on a fucking iPhone, and just review an album. Now, 10 years later, they have a fucking warehouse. They have their own studio.
Fucking all.
And they created this universe where they're talking about sports. They got dead in sports, they got dead in gaming, dead in hip hop, which what started it. They got frames per second, which is like talking about
Film, movies.
film
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shit. Yes. And
Fire.
is the mic still on? That's what I listen to at work all the time. And that's like current events that happen throughout the week. And it's like this whole thing. And there's a lot more to it, but they just created this huge thing to where most of them work, but like the head guy, Kenneth Bienge, it's his job. Like he's the head honcho and he pays his bills off of that. But it's a beautiful thing. And it started just
Passion, but the
on
passion with passion.
right.
Like,
It
bro,
yes.
I can't put
And it
it
was just like the homies just
right.
let's just talk.
And I think that
Just like this.
I'll say, yeah, exactly. I'll say I think, I mean, this might be, I might be wrong, but this is the feeling I have. But I think that when you start a foundation of something like that, like you care about, I think that that type of
Mm,
shit lasts.
mhm.
You know what I mean?
It does.
So, like, say I
I mean,
basically say me and you, we didn't know each other, and I just like hired you every week to sit with
mm,
me. We don't really, we
yeah,
don't like. I'm sure
exactly.
if you worked for me, quote unquote, or vice versa, like, I'm sure we could make
Mhm,
a podcast. But like,
right. I
you
see
you
exactly
do
what
you
you're
see what I'm
saying.
saying? But it's
Yeah,
not like that.
it's
We're
not that connection.
right, exactly.
Mm,
And another thing too that I
mhm.
wanted to point out was oh, the internet. It's really it's awful for all the things we know it to be awful for. It's a time suck, etc. X, Y, Z. But also, it's created it creates a bunch of opportunity that
Yeah,
you would not
it
have,
does.
dude. And I feel like I have been singing this song very like I have a clip somewhere on my YouTube saying this, but the internet now, like, you don't need TV, radio.
Mm,
You are
mm,
the radio. And like
Mm,
shout out to
mm.
YouTube, and like these platforms stuff. But like,
Yep.
you know what I mean though? It's
Yep.
really, and it's just I haven't cracked the code. I don't know how to make this shit my job yet, but like you can we're doing it.
Hey, with your worth ethic, it's bound to happen, bro. Hey, me and Peach were literally saying that the other day. We're just like, how the fuck are you not bigger than you are? With
Hey,
all the content that you've fucking
I don't
created,
know, man. I've said this as well
it's kind of
before. I
crazy.
just really I like I'm humble. I'm a humble guy, and I almost low
You
key.
shouldn't be.
Well, but
You need
listen,
to start just being a villain too.
I low key. I'd be crazy if I would just turn. Fuck all. Hey, fuck all y'all. Y'all's music is
Hey,
trash. I've been better than y'all. My
hey,
producers is better. My beats is banging way harder than y'all. Like,
hey. Who
um,
knows?
but I low key like, which we could probably end it with this topic right here. This will probably take us home here, but I will say this: I low key like it whenever I tell people it just come. I don't bring up, hey, I have all this content immediately off the rip, but I like
Mm.
when it comes up naturally, and then I'm like, yeah, that's my YouTube, and then they're like, holy fuck, you have 500 videos. I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah.
right.
And then it's like because that just I just that shows a level of commitment that a
Exactly.
lot of people
Which is
have.
what me and Peach be saying.
But
But
last
also, real quick, the John Boy shit,
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
real quick, they partner with MLB.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. So that's ties right
Yeah,
into
so
that
which
about they started on the fucking internet. And now the
right.
MLB was
And
like,
they were
we
just
saw that, recognize.
yeah. After I mean, since 2017, but they got this big, and MLB is just like, all right, we're gonna partner with
Yeah,
you.
we need y'all. That's
It's
basically what they were like,
crazy,
yo,
bro.
all right, we got MLB Network and Fox Sports, but like we low key
Mhm.
kind of need some of y'all too, because y'all,
Hey, they
y'all
getting tickets now. The
they're
whole team is getting tickets now.
that's that's so
Hey, and there was a couple years ago they did the Brewers shouted them out low key because they did like a what is it? Bratwurst run.
oh, okay, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
like
and
the halftime
John
or
Boy,
oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
yeah. And John Boy blew out his knee.
yeah.
He like fell.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Oh
It was
no.
like him, it was the main guy. It's not John Boy. And actually, well, never mind. Jake, Jimmy's the main guy. And then what's that baseball player that played for the
Trevor.
Twins? Trevor Plouffe and somebody else. It was
Yeah.
the four of them that ran.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
But they
there
do have a story about how John Boy, why it's called John Boy.
read that. Don't mind. Do you have it? Do you have like a quote or
It
something?
was I saw it on the
Oh,
video.
okay, I
I
got you.
can paraphrase.
Yeah,
It
if you
was
can.
Jake was texting Jimmy, but his name when he would say Jimmy, when Jake would text Jimmy and try and say Jimmy, it would autocorrect as John Boy for some reason.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
How does that
And
even
then
happen?
Jimmy, I don't know. And then Jimmy's mom was like, Jimmy was like doing interviews and doing resumes to businesses and shit. And his mom was just like, you can't use your name on the internet. So you need to do something else. Don't do like Jimmy. And then they were just like, all right, we'll just use John Boy because it was an autocorrect.
That is funny as
And now
that's
he's hiring people.
yeah, I mean, they like the thing that's so dope about them, I think everybody should try and do what they do, first of all, because they
Hmm.
fucking love
Hmm.
baseball. Like, if you're gonna do anything
Yeah.
like that, they fucking gotta love what you do.
Mm,
That is just it. That's really it. I had
mm.
nothing else. But they love it
Hey,
and they make it so like they're awesome and hilarious personalities too. But
they
they
are really funny.
you could show any episode of like their weekly show and just be like, "Oh, I know what's going I don't know any of the names of the people
Mm.
that you'll learn it.
Yeah,
You'll learn it."
exactly.
But like you at least
Exactly.
be like, "Oh, the Twins lost their series to the whatever to the Royals this
Yep.
week. Okay, I got it. Got it. Okay,
Yep.
got it. All right. And then they'll be like, this is
Hey,
yeah. So
but
it's
that's what we finna start now.
exactly. And
Or well, what you've already started,
and I'll say
actually.
this, the putting on my sports journalist hat, I fuck with that very, very heavy because sports journalism is in a very low spot right now. I don't want to get too deep into it, but like,
Teach me a little bit.
all right,
A little bit.
when was last time? Did you watch Sports Center growing up?
No.
No. Okay, so
I watch
it's hard to explain, but basically, you click on ESPN right now, they're not talking about sports or anything that's necessarily relevant.
mm,
Okay. Used to just be dudes talking about, not dudes necessarily, but people talking about sports and not necessarily about athletes' personal lives or something. You know what I mean? Like
mm.
now it's like, bro, the other fucking day they were talking about Dak Prescott. Dude, the NBA finals, the NHL playoffs, the MLB season is all in swing. Why are we talking about
Pacers in 7.
Right. Hey, I would love to see that. But why are we talking about Dak fucking Prescott right
Right. I thought he was hurt
now? I mean, exactly.
and
Let's talk about,
garbage.
dude.
Wait, is he's the dude that plays for the Cowboys?
Right. Hey, that's fine.
Oh,
We can
yeah.
talk about that. Can we wait till like at least the fucking finals is over?
I thought he blew his knee out and was
He
done.
hurt something. I don't fucking know. He's
Like
been,
right after he signed like the biggest
but
contract.
that's what they were talking about. And it's like, yo, I get that. Totally get it. There's a hockey final, a NBA final, and baseball. There's the College World Series. There's like, why are we talking about Dak Prescott and the fucking Cowboys right now?
Yeah.
This is prime time. This is what y'all talking about when people were eating lunch, doing business meetings, eating lunch. Like, what are we doing right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
yeah. But no, that's
All
awesome.
right.
Good for them. Like, yeah, that's really dope. Last thing really that I got, man. We'll kind of circle back, I guess, put a button on it. But only thing that, so in the same vein, I kind of want to go back, touch on this real quick. All right, so you know how I was saying, kind of like people being surprised when they see, like, oh, you have a shit ton of videos. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
it's the only thing I'll say, and more than likely, 99.9% of people won't hear this because it's the very end of a podcast. But people don't know that I'm gonna be performing and showing my ass. You know what I mean?
Hey,
And turning the fuck up. So
yeah,
I'm just saying
and I
that
can't wait
people don't know that I'm
to
gonna be
see that.
performing. One, really, I'm sure some people do, but two, they don't know. Like, bro, I'm going all. I don't give a fuck.
I know.
You know.
I've seen it. I've put
So
it on before.
that's all I'm saying. Is like I'm just excited for that. So,
That reminds me. Well, I'll wait till we cut
yeah. So yeah, man.
and
This
talk
was
to you.
good. A good little update, man. It's time.
Yeah,
Um,
it has been a
it's
while,
been some time. You know,
and
but
it'll probably be a while after this video
we've been
because
working though.
you got a
So
lot to
yeah,
do behind the scenes
we've
that
been
I
working.
do appreciate you for, bro.
Absolutely, man. I mean,
I really appreciate it.
we've been working. Follow Hilltop.
We have been.
Basically,
Hey,
look, we want to make
we've
it.
been we've been working, bro.
We want to make it as easy as possible to know everything that you need. This is the last thing I'll say. Make it as easy as possible. Make it Make it easy as you can possibly ever want to know anything about the festival just by following the pages, following it on Instagram.
Yep.
So that's really like it.
Yep.
So yeah, DJ, take us home and I'll press the stop recording button.
Shout out to Slightly Daily. He's the goat. He kind of inspired this, to be honest. And then follow Hilltop.
Yeah.
Come out and enjoy some good times, some good food. We'll have alcohol not provided. You'll have to pay for it, but and see some good artists.
Right. I
All
mean,
these
that's
people right here,
what the hell. Yeah.
including him.
Yes, I will be there as well, doing content as well. So yeah, all right, cool.
Yep, performing and doing content. He's a jack of many trades.